There is only 10 days left for the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2. I cannot believe we are that close. That's just a week and 3 days. So, my friends, there is a leak that happened over the weekend that could be related to this Nintendo Switch 2 launch, and it's about a Nintendo Direct. It could be the very first Direct dedicated to Nintendo Switch 2. We know we have a couple dates that we need to go over and everything, but that's what this video is about. If you are as hyped as I am, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe. We're on our way to 60K. Once we do, we'll get that Nintendo Switch 2 giveaway out. And how about we get started with this hype video? All right, so while I was on my weekend little break, there were some leaks that happened regarding a Nintendo Switch Direct. Now, we don't know whether it's a Nintendo Switch Direct or a Switch 2 Direct, but still, it's enough reason to hype, because if you own a Switch, it's for you. If you own a Switch 2, it's for you. So let's go ahead and go over what this means. What could we see in this Nintendo Direct? Pokemon Legends Arizona. Yeah, we're probably gonna get a release date for that game. Metroid Prime 4. Yeah, release date for that game as well. We're gonna see 2 brand new trailers containing each. Hopefully that Metroid Prime 4 promotional period starts and we can get hype and learn more about the game, because I believe that game needs more love. Of course, we're gonna get more games on Nintendo Switch. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD, like every single Direct, right? It's just a rumor. It's just a tradition. We gotta take it out there. It's like saying, you know what? Knock on wood, right? On a Direct, we have to mention Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, and hopefully it happens someday for Nintendo Switch 1 fans. Furukawa did say we're going to be getting games on Nintendo Switch 1 until the end of 2026, which, by the way, goes back on his word, because he said the end of 2025 last year. So this year, he's saying end of 2026, which is good for everyone, right? We still have video games coming out on Nintendo Switch. I just expect maybe updates or remasters or remakes, something like that, right? Now, there were a couple other games on Nintendo Switch 1 that were announced without a release date, but I'm not sure whether we're getting those dates released just yet, because they're for 2026, and I think we still have time, maybe the September Direct. Let's move on to Nintendo Switch 2 games, and starting with the big guy, Mario, right? When will we see that next big next-gen Mario game on Nintendo Switch 2? If we go back to Nintendo Switch 1, that game came out around month number 7, I want to say, or number 8, a little bit outside the launch window, which is about 6 months. And so we could be expecting around the same exact kind of pattern with this Nintendo Switch 2. So far, Mario Kart is the launch title. The following month, in July, we have Donkey Kong Bonanza. And so right now, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario is just a no-brainer for them to announce in this Nintendo Direct. Not for this year, but at least for next year. I would say March 10 maybe, of next year will be a great launch time for the next big giant Mario game, right? The next following game that I want to see in this Direct for Nintendo Switch 2 is the number 2 top seller in the Nintendo Switch, Animal Crossing. Yeah, it's time for another Animal Crossing. It's time for an Animal Crossing that is ongoing. When like a what do you call that? Like a full service. That's not a car. It's a ongoing service. It's an ongoing game with ongoing updates, like Splatoon was, right? Splatoon was like literally every single month. Animal Crossing is the type of game that needs some type of ongoing schedule with events, little parties here and there, a bunch of stuff, right? So Animal Crossing is a big seller, and I hopefully want to see that next gen Animal Crossing here in this Direct. Now, these games are probably going to be slated for 2026, the Mario game and the Animal Crossing one. And yeah, I believe if we do see them, we're probably going to see a teaser trailer of each, and then 2026 will be a launch year for those titles. Now, Nintendo always has a big Nintendo Switch first-party game for the holiday season, and so it's not Mario Kart World, it's not Donkey Kong Bonanza, and it's so far, I don't think it's going to be Pokemon Legends ZA or Metroid Prime 4, because those are Switch 1 games. So if they do have a big holiday game, a brand new game for Nintendo Switch 2, there's a big chance we might see it in this Nintendo Direct. Now, there are a couple of contenders to take this spot for the holiday game this year on Nintendo Switch 2. One of them that I've been hearing everywhere is Luigi's Mansion 4, right? Luigi's Mansion 4 is very beloved. Luigi's Mansion 3 was very beloved, a really good game. Came out in 2019. I think it's about time for that game to get a new update, and I cannot wait to see what they do with it, because Luigi's Mansion 3 was just incredibly beautiful, right? It was so fun, multiplayer. You got that big giant hotel, and so it was extremely fun. So Luigi's Mansion 4 only expects to be bigger, right? The next game, maybe Animal Crossing, maybe a brand new Animal Crossing. This is a huge system seller, because guess what? This is like what began the cozy community back in 2020. Out of this was born an amazing world and amazing fans in the cozy genre that's now done thousands of YouTube channels and fans everywhere. So cozy could have this holiday, right? With Animal Crossing, that next gen game. That will be fantastic, phenomenal. I am a cozy at heart, man, and I love Animal Crossing. And so that will be another big contender for Nintendo Switch. Now, the third contender, I have no clue, could be Splatoon 4, right? Splatoon 4 is another good game, or even Smash Bros. Smash Bros is another big giant seller for Nintendo Switch. I'll leave you guys up to the other games that could be a potential holiday game. Leave it down below in the comments, and let's go ahead and move on to the third-party game. A lot of Microsoft games. That's basically what we're gonna get. A lot of Microsoft games. Microsoft has teased that they support Nintendo. We have seen no support whatsoever at all, and I'm expecting them. Maybe they've been waiting for a Nintendo Direct to announce all the games that are coming to Nintendo Switch 2 from Microsoft, including Call of Duty, that game with the splashy and the colors, and a whole bunch of other games from Microsoft that I can't think about. Maybe a new Banjo-Kazooie. They'll announce like a brand new Banjo on Nintendo Switch first, right? And then, of course, multi-platform. But, you know, they will give Nintendo because it's a new console, it's new hype, it's the biggest stage of all time. They'll give Nintendo the ability to announce it first, maybe. Who knows? And so I know Microsoft is planning to announce some games for Nintendo. We got Ubisoft with their games maybe coming to Nintendo too. Assassin's Creed Shadows that just dropped recently, right? And a plethora of other games from maybe Square Enix with new titles. Maybe that brand new what's that game called that they went into 2D 3D remake, right? It's Chronos Cross, Chronos Trigger. Chronos Trigger just celebrated an anniversary, and so they might announce a Nintendo Switch game there. We know that Final Fantasy games are making its way to Nintendo Switch. We might see those games also, more gameplay on Nintendo Switch. Maybe they have some added extras, the DLC included in the price. A lot of stuff can happen there, right? So we expect to see a big third-party support on Nintendo Switch 2. And it's just more exciting than ever, my friends. It's going to be an all-in-one console. I mean, I traded in my Xbox because Xbox is bringing their games to Nintendo Switch 2. And that is just amazing. And we can expect other third parties to bring their games over to Nintendo Switch 2. All I can say, my friends, is that there's 10 days. There's 10 days left for Nintendo Switch 2. I can't wait. I'm just hyped. I don't know what to do with myself. I got my Switch here. Look. This is my Switch there. I'm just like looking at it, man. But you don't have the chatable Joy Cards. You can't. You're not. I don't. And then I just want to play Nintendo Switch, man. I just want to play. Never give up. Journey. Peace.